Whoop. Hello and welcome to Jono's Debrief of the Week. So this week was Monday, January 20th to Friday, January 24th. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, that was the week I did. So I will tell you what I done. So we'll start off with Monday. So we started at 6 a.m. Monday. We collected the trailer from the workshop and we took a pump all the way up to Bridgend. We got the pump off eventually. Didn't take too long. I had to wait outside a little bit. There was another truck waiting to go in. Then headed to Brightwell HGV and plant auctions near Hereford. Went to collect 2 excavators and a small tractor. When loaded in, I noticed I had a flat tyre, so I had that fixed. Took load to a farm near Yeovil, unloaded, and then headed towards a Blandford via the A35 for loading straw in the morning. Finished at 7:30 p.m. on the A35. 8 hours 19 minutes driving for the day, 13.5 hour day, and we done 352 miles. So that was Monday. So Tuesday we started at 5:30, drove to the farm near Blandford, collected straw, went to the weighbridge on the Blandford to Dorchester Road, Deverals I think it's called. Then from there we took straw to a farm in Camelford and Cornwall, which was quite a nice one. Got unloaded pretty quick. Once empty, headed to Main Carns, collected a load of concrete blocks that went, for here in Bridport. Dropped that trailer back into the yard, collected another trailer from one of the other customers around here called Bridmet, and that went to Waltham Cross for Wednesday. So I actually parked up in Andover for the night at 8 p.m. Done 9 hours and 40 minutes driving. 14.5 hour day and 389 miles on Tuesday. So Wednesday, we started at 6 p.m. Yeah, this was a fun one. Left Andover for Waltham Cross, delivered that, 4 sets of louvers. Then off to Sheerness to collect timber for St Austell. So we had a long drive back down. Once loaded, headed towards Cornwall. When I got onto the A30, there was roadworks. I was sort of running out of time at this point. And then I hit roadworks, which had a 10-mile-an-hour convoy, which I didn't know until I was sat in it, which was quite unfortunate, near Launceston. Then the next 2 lay-bys were full after that, and I actually went over a 10-hour drive by 2 minutes, which was quite frustrating. If I realised that roadworks was a convoy, I would have probably gone on a lay-by beforehand, because that was, I had space in it. So, yeah, kind of shot myself in the foot there a bit, but it is what it is. Possibly went over a 15-hour day, but I don't know. I've done a printout. I started at 6:06 in the morning and finished at 21:06. So I might have just scraped in that one. I don't know. Would have been a bit sketchy. But yeah, I parked up on the A30 in a lay-by at 9:06 p.m. 10 hours and 2-minute drive. 15-hour day pretty much on the button and 429 miles. Unfortunate, but these things happen. Thursday we started at 7 a.m. in that lay-by, made our way down to St Austell, Bradford to deliver the timber. Once that was off, parked up for an hour, waited for my boss to get back to me my next job because he couldn't find me anything. And then I had to go to Victoria to R&R storage yard, which they've actually got a different one now. Drop our trailer, collect their trailer, move all the straps over, and some big concrete barriers I had to take up for Nottingham for Friday morning. So I got up as far as Tamworth, got hit by the wind quite a lot in the night when I was trying to sleep. Well, in the early morning, I suppose. Yeah, so we parked up at 7:15 at night, 6 hours 25 driving, 12 hours 15 worked, and 291 miles. Bearing in mind, I used all 3 of my 15s and both my 10s by Wednesday, so yeah. And then Friday, 7 a.m. start, 41-minute journey to drop the blocks off near Nottingham. 6 minutes to tip, which was fantastic. No return load nearby, so I had to drive 2 hours and 45 minutes to Beanham to collect tiles, which went back to the yard. When back, I loaded on 2 stacks of pallets onto that trailer, then took that trailer down to the workshop to be stored there for the weekend. Went back to the yard, washed the truck, and I was home I left the yard by 6 o'clock. Yeah, we done 6 hours 30 driving, 11 hours worked, and 292 miles. Yeah, we had a fairly busy-ish week, not too bad. So, for our weekly total, we put in 973.9 litres of fuel. We drove 1,753 miles for the week, and we done 66 hours and 15 minutes. So, yeah, getting busier. It will pick up through the year, so yeah, that was my week. It was fairly straightforward, to be fair. Yeah, that was that. Right, we will move on to car of the week. So I have 3 choices for this one. Remember one of the choices actually. I remember what it was. Oh, we're going all that one. Yeah, so there's 2 that are very, very close to each other. I can't really pick which one's my favourite, so I'm just going to pick both. The first one I saw was a 1984 Ford Granada 2.8 Gear X. Yeah, it was either black or blue on the back of a trailer. Fantastic looking thing. Yeah. So that was quite nice to see. Don't see them old Granadas much anymore. And the other one, which I think probably was just about my favourite, was the Skyline R34 GTR in midnight purple going up past Oxford. If it was any other colour, the Granada would have probably pipped it, but because it was midnight purple, which is my favourite colour of that car, yeah, definitely that one. Yeah, quite a few nice cars. Oh, I remember what the other one was. Mercedes 190E, the 1.8. If it was a 2.3, that would have probably been higher up as well. But yeah, I'd say the Skyline was my favourite car for the week this week. Don't see many of them going around. It's very, very rare to see them these days. Right, shall we go on to viewers' questions? Yes. So, Chris Mansell asks, Jono, what's the difference between tag and mid-lift? Well, quite simple. I don't have a truck here I can show you. Hold on. There we go. So, anyway, remember my live stream where I built this? So, generally, a tag axle will lift the middle wheels up. A mid-lift will lift the middle wheels up. That's pretty much it. Makes them drive ever so slightly differently. A tag will have a shorter turning circle than a mid-lift. But usually a tag will generally have a longer chassis than a mid-lift. So, pros and cons, get a bit more grip with a tag. Mid-lift spreads the weight out a bit better, I think. I don't know. That's pretty much it. Tags, the rear axle lifts. Mid-lift axle lifts. That's it. Number 2, Godzilla fan. You actually asked me 3 questions, but I'm going to answer one of them. Because other people have asked questions, so we'll share it out. He said, if there was one thing you could change about lorry driving, what would it be? One thing I would change. I don't know. I said maybe change the driving hour system a little bit. 4.5 hours a bit funny. Make it around 5 hours or something like that. Maybe just have a few more facilities for truck drivers and a bit more space, because like anyone that knows the truck drivers in this country, you can't get a parking space after 5, 6, 7 o'clock in most services or things. But another thing is more security for parking. Nowhere's safe. Even like some of the bigger truck stops still get hit. But just have some security or something. That's probably my biggest thing. Yeah. Cody Jack, or Cody Ra, or whatever your name was. He says, I drive a 7 a.m. start shift and next month moving to a 4 a.m. start. Is there anything that helps wake you up? Energy drinks, etc. The main thing is just get enough sleep. Just go to bed earlier, get plenty of sleep. The more sleep you have, the better you feel. I try and get in at least 8 hours. If I have a 9 off, I will literally eat and go to bed. And then, yeah. Obviously, if you've got a busy household for kids, and that might not always be possible, but you just have to make do, try and get more sleep. You can have the window open, make yourself cold, have the radio blaring, play some music that you can sing along to, generally helps. Energy drinks will give you a quick boost, but also you have a crash with that as well. Coffee, coffee's gross, but if that's what works for you. But usually it's just get enough sleep, just go to bed earlier. If I have more than enough sleep, then yeah. Water helps as well. Drink plenty of water, that helps. Right, Paul Watts asks, When you are in the yard moving trailers with different tractor units, does this go down as working hours, and how is this recorded? Do you take your card out of your truck and put it in the next truck? When I'm in the yard moving trucks about, as long as I'm not leaving the yard to go on the road, I will keep my tachograph card in my own truck on other work while I'm doing other duties around the yard, whether I'm jumping in different trucks or whatever. Because as you're driving around the yard, that's just other work. It's only when you go on the actual road, you then got to count up your driving. So if I got to take anything up the workshop, like a different truck up the workshop, then I will put my card into the other truck because I'm going out onto the road. But if I'm just shunting stuff around the yard, then I'll just keep my card in my truck on other work. I think that's more than fine to do, yeah. Because obviously shunters, a lot of time in yards at shunters, they don't have licenses, don't have this, that, don't have tachographs. They move stuff around the yard. It's just goes down as other work. So yeah, that's what I do. Truckin Lee asks, is the CPC working, as we still hear about truckers doing bad things? Well, that's like anything really. Some people just like to go against the grain. It's like people, you can tell people all day long that robbing a bank's wrong, but people will still go ahead and rob a bank. You know, it's that, isn't it? It's just, you can do as you're told or not do as you're told. If you get done for it, then you still hold that CPC card. So if they pull you over and you try and play dumb, then they'll be like, well, you got the CPC card, so you should know better. So you got no rhyme and reason to do anything wrong. Do everything as right as you can, and you won't have an issue. Simple as that, really. But yeah, some people just like to go against the grain and run bent or, you know, do what they got to do. But as long as you run as cleanly as you can, won't be any problems. Certain things about the CPC can be updated, very much so. I think the CPC is a good thing because it keeps people in the loop and trained up and fresh on a lot of stuff. And then if anything new does come in, then obviously people get taught about it. Whereas with car drivers, you pass your test, and then for the next 50 years, you drive and don't hear about anything new. So I think the CPC is a good thing. I think it does work to an extent, but it could be updated and some things changed a little bit. So just needs a bit of tweaking, I think. That's like the main thing for me, I think. So yeah, I hope that answers all your questions. If you want a question read out in next week's debrief video, leave a comment below asking me your questions, and I will answer them. It doesn't have to be about trucking, it can be about anything. Whether it's about me, whether it's about life, whether it's about, I don't know, how to make really good Yorkshire puddings. Because I know how to make really good Yorkshire puddings. Yeah. So yeah, ask me a question, leave it in the comment below. Right. Mayhem on the roads. Here we go. So, on the A34 yesterday, Friday, as I was going past Abingdon, there was a rear end shunt in lane 2. Yep. 2 cars are going in the back of something else, yeah, all smashed up and whatever. And then again, pretty much like it was the other week on the M42, 2 minutes down the road in the lay-by, there's a Corsa all smashed up where it's obviously gone in the back of something. I don't know what he went into the back of, or whether it was the night before and they were just cleaning stuff out of the car, but again, people just driving too close to each other, not paying attention. Open your eyes, people. Leave yourself space for error. Always leave yourself a bit of room. Yeah. I don't know how people crash on a straight bit of road. I really don't. Right. I suppose now we can move on to comment of the week. So my comment of the week comes in from Matt DVC. It says, just before Christmas, I had a front axle driver side blowout at 38 tons doing 56 on a wet M25. It was nothing like the stories people tell. The worst thing about it was making delivery to London in the morning rush instead of 3 a.m. Yeah, I feel you there, buddy. A front end blowout's never going to be good, is it? But yeah, driving in London. Thankfully, the truck I'm in at the moment, that doesn't go into London. It's not allowed to, so I'll stay in that as long as I have to. So yeah, don't envy you having to go in London, mate, at that time. 3 a.m. would have been a much nicer time to do it. So yeah. Also, one other little thing I'm going to add, as I drove into the truck this week, drove into the yard this week, sorry. I saw my old truck sat there, all sorry for itself, ready to go to Africa. It's had all the, well, it's gone off to sunnier climates, as they said, so I assume Africa. It's had all the AdBlue kit stripped off it, the engine's still knackered, the water pump's not in it, got no exhaust. Obviously, all the stickers and all the shiny bits come off it. The sun visor's still on it, which he says he's a bit annoyed about, but it's kind of glued on, so he says a bit of too much of a faff. So yeah, it's gone. Bye-byes now. So my old S555's gone. All the front end of my truck, all the body panels of my truck's been taken off and put onto L555, so Mike's got that. And I think my reg has gone onto Jamie's truck, so S555 as a registration lives on. And yeah, I think the exhaust has gone on the Carl's truck, the wing tops have gone onto Dum's truck. I think the water pump went onto someone else's truck to repair their truck. I can't remember whose that was. So yeah, my truck has gone out to obviously repair bits on other trucks, so it's done well. Alright, that's enough of me rambling on. So I hope you enjoyed this debrief video. Again, if you want a comment read out, it's technically a way of getting a shout out. Leave it on a comment below. I'll get onto that. So like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next week. Take it easy. Bye!